Last year, I completed 75 hard, and it genuinely changed my life, helping me not only improve my habits and self-discipline, but transforming how I look and feel. And the results didn't just stick for 75 days, but through these strategies, I've been able to see consistent progress long after 75 hard was over. So I'm gonna share my 5 essential steps to successfully complete 75 hard, as well as an additional bonus tip on how you can use 75 hard as a way to transform your life forever.
I don't even recognize him anymore. That's crazy. Get out of here.
But let's start out with the basics. To complete 75 hard for 75 days in a row, you must accomplish 2 workouts a day, 45 minutes each, one of which must be outdoors. Protocol 2, follow a diet with no cheat meals and no alcohol. 3, drink 1 gallon of water every day. 4, read 10 pages of a nonfiction book. And finally, take a progress picture every day. And if you miss any of those 5 protocols on any given day, you have to start over from the beginning. While the rules seem pretty straightforward, it is very easy to fail, which is why point 1 is to commit. One of the best things that I did before taking on 75 hard was made a visual commitment to doing the program. And that was by shaving my head. Now, this might sound a bit weird, and no, I'm not saying you need to shave your head, but for me, this signified that I was serious about this. My thought process was, I'm gonna take progress photos every day, and I'm going to slowly watch my hair grow back. Over these 75 days, I won't get a haircut, I won't do anything to my hair until I've completed this challenge. Something about this act of commitment worked. The act of running those clippers through my hair felt like it was the start of a race. Like 75 hard was happening. I wasn't trying it. I wasn't just giving it a go. No, I shaved my damn head for this. I went from a 6 to a 3 for this. I'm not just attempting, I'm going to complete this. In addition to the visual commitment that I made, I incorporated some accountability elements to help me stay committed as well. I programmed my smartwatch to upload every single workout that I completed to my Strava. This made it so that all of my friends that knew I was doing 75 hard could see my 2 workouts every single day. So if I missed one, people would be able to see it. And I think it's important to find ways to commit yourself to this because there are gonna be so many moments where you're going to want to quit. So do yourself a favor and find ways where you can really commit to this, because if you are not committing to this, I would say don't bother. And if you are looking for an easy way to stay accountable this year, Brendan and I have partnered with Leap Month to create a 21-day program all about setting and achieving goals. We have taken everything we have learned over the last decade of running this channel and condensed it into 21 days where you can follow along step by step each day and work towards successfully achieving whatever goal you're setting out on. Brendan and I will be in there as your sort of accountability partners, as well as other people all working together to achieve our goals. So if you want to be a part of it, you can click the link down in our description, and it's going to be starting at the end of the month, so get on it quick. There are limited spots, and yeah, hopefully I will see you there. Back to the video. Point number 2, have a plan. And I cannot stress this enough, without a plan, you will fail. Think about your life. What do your days normally look like? When are you going to fit in 2 workouts? What time can you squeeze in your reading? How will you get in a gallon of water? So before you start, ask yourself, when are you going to do each of these things, and what's realistic for your schedule? It might mean you have to wake up a bit earlier, cut out some screen time in the evenings, but I cannot overstate how valuable it was to think all this through before I started the challenge, so that I was set up for success right from the get-go. Tip number 3, pace yourself. Once your plan is in place, it is time to actually get started. And if you're anything like me, you are probably feeling absolutely stoked and ready to start pushing yourself. And while that energy and excitement is great, you probably don't want to immediately start going all out on every single session. I know this challenge is called 75 hard, it's in the freaking name after all, but here's the thing. When you're doing 2 workouts a day with no rest, you are quickly going to run into problems. So while that excitement is awesome, it is key to pace yourself and make sure you are taking care of your body and your mind. And this might mean choosing just a day or two a week where you're really going to push yourself in your cardio and your strength training. But I would highly encourage you to incorporate some lower impact exercises like walking or yoga. This will give your muscles and joints time to recover while still keeping you active and getting in your daily protocols. More than anything else I did during 75 Hard, learning to pace myself allowed me to make this program possible. It made it sustainable, and it made it so I could actually finish this program without burning out and without injuring myself. Step number 4, routine is key. Once you have a sustainable approach to your training, the priority will be turning our 5 protocols into a consistent routine. We want this to be just what you do every single day. I work 9 to 5 most days, so in order to get 2 workouts in per day, I opted to start waking up earlier, and the routine that I built into my wake up was a huge help in setting me up for success. So as soon as I wake up, I go and I take my progress photo, I drink about 1/3 of my water bottle, and I immediately head out the door to the gym for workout number 1. I did this every single day of this challenge, to the point where it became automatic for me. And even still to this day, almost a year later, I still do this when I wake up. Doing something at the same time every day helps not only in remembering to consistently do that thing, but it also starts to form as a habit. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. So rather than just trying to fit every protocol of 75 Hard in at random, I promise you, the more routine you build, the less you'll have to think about it, and the easier it will be for you to stay on track. Tip number 5 is to meal prep. At this point, you might be noticing a bit of a pattern to these tips. The more you prepare, the less you have to think. And the more you cut out decision making, the sooner things are going to become automatic and you are on your way to successfully completing 75 Hard. And ultimately establishing habits that will last even after 75 Hard is complete. Now, the diet portion of 75 Hard might be the most ambiguous part of the 75 Hard protocols. While there are concrete elements like no alcohol and no cheat meals, the bulk of what you are eating is ultimately up to you. So this is where meal prepping can be such a huge help. I don't know about you, but when I have meals prepped that I already know the calories for, my life feels like it is on easy mode. I don't have to think about my macros or set aside time for cooking. I just pop what I've prepped into the microwave and I eat. It's days where I go to the fridge and there's a couple pickles and a wilted bunch of cilantro that suddenly I'm craving a chimichanga, and next thing you know, I've failed 75 Hard. So having a couple things in your fridge that can tie you over in a pinch is going to help you so much and fend off any of those impulse cravings that happen when you're hungry. So do yourself a favor and don't overlook meal prepping. You will thank yourself later. Which brings me to the bonus point, which is what you should do once you reach the end of 75 Hard. How do you carry the progress you've been making forward and not immediately fall off once your 75 days are complete? In fact, I think this is the biggest downside with a program like 75 Hard, is it puts so much emphasis on pushing yourself for a short period of time, which can often lead people to feel so relieved once they reach the end and then just completely fall off and lose all the progress that they made. So while putting your emphasis on pacing yourself and building a routine through 75 Hard should help you avoid a major fall off at the end, my final piece of advice is to not treat the end of 75 Hard like it's the end. You see, while I did celebrate the end of my own 75 Hard journey with a burger and fries, when I got out of bed the next day, I pretty much did the same thing. I kept sticking to my meal plan and my workouts, and I actually kept taking progress photos, as being able to see visible changes in my body has been one of the most consistently motivating ways of tracking my progress. So while I'm not drinking a gallon of water every single day, and I do take days off from training now, the core habits that I developed during 75 Hard have basically continued forward with me for the better part of a year now. and it has genuinely gotten me into the best shape of my entire life. So there you go. Follow these tips and you should be well on your way to successfully completing 75 hard. Let me know how it goes in the comments below, and I'll be rooting for you.